All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a forex that is Zambia's finest bliss $1 billion, and of course, we've just opened up, the doors to learning and understanding price action. Now we need to understand certain things. Remember the terminologies that we are using in the first place: bullish, bearish, sideways market, those kind of things. Now, it's not just a matter of looking at them and being able to tell this is bullish, this is bearish, this is what. No, there are certain things that we're supposed to look at, and then those are the things that validate whether it's an uptrend, it's a downtrend, and all that. Now, there's this guy that we have to give tribute to, or rather credit. The guy is called Dow, Dow. So this guy popularized this technique, and it's actually true. It is really helpful. You don't have to forget this is something you'll be using for the rest of your trading career, right? Yeah. So this guy wakes up and now tells us that if you have to know that the market is in an uptrend, this is how you will know. When you want to know when the market is changing from going upwards to start going downwards, this is how you're supposed to know. So all those things we shall learn in the trend and the door theory. Now, without wasting much of the time, let's get started. So when you have price moving across time due to supply and demand, this then creates trends. So that is how trends are created. Now we shall look at the various types of trends and how they're created and what they look like. So let's talk about the types of trends. So there are three types of trends in simple terms. We have the uptrend, which is called upward or rather bullish market. We have the downtrend, or called bearish trend. Then we have the sideways market. So three. Now, each one of these have certain price structure that will help you tell it's an uptrend or a downtrend or it's sideways. So the guy that explains that is Dow, and he puts it in his theory. So let's understand it deeper. So what he says is that when price is an uptrend, price will be making increasing higher highs and higher lows until a higher low gets intercepted. Then that's a signal of the end of an uptrend. So an uptrend, ladies and gentlemen, what makes up an uptrend? An uptrend is made up of higher highs and higher lows. Let us just see a picture. So when we see this is a low, this is a high. So the market moved from a low to a high. It changed direction, comes here, another low. It makes another high, another low, another high, another low, and so on. But what we see is that this low and this low, they are in as much as they are lows, but they are not on the same level. This one is higher than this one. Even when it comes to the highs, this one is lower than this one. So the ones that are newly being formed are higher than the previous ones. So this is what we say. We shall call this one a high and this one a low. So this other high, we shall call it a higher high. So even this one will be called a higher high, higher high, higher high. Then it comes to lows. This one is higher than the previous low, so it will be called a higher low. Then this one higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So ladies and gentlemen, when you keep on seeing price move like this, creating higher highs and higher lows, it means it's an uptrend. So it needs to price needs to come and close above this previous high. Every time you should be closing above the previous highs, then it qualifies to be called an uptrend. It should be closing above the previous low and all that, and it should qualify to be called an uptrend. So this is what it may look like in the market. Sometimes not as perfect as this one, but this is a perfect example of an uptrend. We can see a high, higher low, high high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So in such situations, we should be looking for buying opportunities. Now we shall talk about how we should know where to enter from and all that. We shall talk about that later. So what we're saying is that an uptrend is called an uptrend because it creates higher highs and higher lows. So how do you actually know an uptrend is coming to an end? So you know an uptrend is coming to an end when price no longer makes higher highs and higher lows. It will then start making lower highs and lower lows. Let's refer to the picture. So here it is an uptrend, but we see when it makes this last higher high, it comes back, it goes beyond this higher high and creates, instead it has created a lower low, because it's lower than this previous low, so it will be called lower low. And then it goes up, instead of making a higher high, it creates a lower high. So when you see something like this, when price goes beyond this and it doesn't go beyond this one on top, we can say price is about to change direction, and of course we can see it changes direction to a downtrend. All right, so what makes an uptrend come to an end? We need to see the market break the previous low and then fail to create a higher high, but rather should create a lower high, and it continues like that, then we know a bearish trend or a different trend has started. So we can then profit from these bearish trends. But how can we profit? Where do we know where to enter from? That is a question that we'll be answering in the next chapters. But for now, this is what we have to learn. So this is an example. We can see this is a low, high, it is a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And of course we can see here the market makes a lower low to this one, then makes a lower high, and it continues to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, when you see that, this is a perfect example of price changing from an uptrend to a downtrend. So how do you know a trend is coming to an end? Price needs to come and break this previous low one and should fail to make a higher high, and then you know price is changing direction. Let's go deeper, right? So this is just an explanation, right? So now let's understand the downtrend. What is a downtrend? A downtrend is when price is going down, right? A bearish market. That's what we call as a downtrend. So how then do we know that this is a downtrend? How do we know that this is a downtrend? One, let's refer to this picture first. Before that, in a downtrend, price will be making increasing lower lows, lower highs. I think it was supposed to be decreasing, and then decreasing, and then lower lows. So let me just show you. So this is a high, this is a low. So this is a high, low, low, I mean high, low. So we can see this high is lower than this one, so it will be called lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. All these low highs that are being formed are lower than the previous highs, and then the lows that are being formed are lower than the previous lows. So in a downtrend, price has to be creating lower lows and lower highs, right? So we can see a perfect downtrend here. This is a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. You know, as we can see, this is a clear downtrend. This is how you know it's a downtrend. It's not just a matter of seeing, no, right? Now you might, why didn't you label these? These are minor structures. So we follow the major ones. The major ones are those that you can easily see, right? Yeah. How to know a downtrend is coming to an end? Of course, we need to see that price failing to continue to make lower lows and lower highs. Let's look at it. So price was initially coming a downtrend, and then instead of coming from here, instead of it coming to make a lower low, it makes a higher low because it's now higher than this one, and then it continues to make higher highs and higher lows. So it has transitioned from a downtrend to an uptrend. And of course, this is an example. We can have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then it transitions from lower low, it makes a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Are you able to look at the charts and just be able to label a downtrend and an uptrend? I'm giving you that assignment. All right, you can go ahead, label a downtrend, label an uptrend, and also identify areas where price changed from one trend to another. Easy. This is how you gain understanding. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the door theory. Now we shall learn about other things like the sideways market later on, but for now that is it. All right, so I'll see you on the other side.